are right now in the middle of the Spring Rising bus tour, and it's a war criminal tour. And one of our stops was AIPAC, and we're going to talk about the heavy influence of Israeli lobbying on our Congress, and of course the policies of our Congress. We don't want war with Iran. I don't know very many people who do want war with Iran, but the only country that it would benefit would be Israel. And Israel wants us to do their fighting. They want our young people to do the dying, and they want us to fund their wars and be the proxy fighters. And so we're saying no more to sanctions, no war with Iran, and no war with Iran
and
for Israel.
We're here to say that we want our government, our country to be a different country, that we're not involved in these endless wars. This AUMF, the authorization for unlimited military force, really, not just use of force, unlimited use of force, is something that we're challenging the Congress and the administration on. And today we were in Congress lobbying to say clean up the Congress from all of the stuff that's going on in that Congress, the ineffective Congress that is really doing harm to our national
Sweep off
interests.
those old cobwebs of war, the leftover ones from the Bush administration and the new ones from the Obama administration.
A lot of greasy
And while we were there, we scrubbed off the bloody handprints from the defense contractors. So we visited several senators' offices, mostly with the focus around Iran. Of course, on the anniversary of the Iraq War, our big focus is preventing the next war now. We're really inspired by the mobilization that prevented us from going to war with Syria, and we think that we can pull that momentum back, and we are riding that wave of momentum now as we see certain members of Congress are acting belligerently towards not only the country of Iran, but towards our administration, which is actually trying to engage in negotiations with Iran around its nuclear program. So there's a bunch of really horrible Republicans on this issue, like Kirk, who signed on to the Kirk-Menendez bill, and Bob Corker. The Kirk-Menendez bill is to impose more sanctions on Iran, which would essentially drive Iran away from the from the negotiating table. And then we've also got the Corker bill, which would force the administration to go to Congress in order to get approval for any deal that they might strike. So we went to Corker's office, and we went to John McCain's office, because, he's one of those old school warmongers. And we brought our cleaning supplies. We had mops, we had dustpans, we had the furry things, whatever they're called.
Well, did you dust his furniture or
what? We dusted their furniture. We rearranged their furniture. We put our banners on their furniture to give them an extreme makeover. And we went to our new least favorite senator's office, Senator Cotton.
Cottonmouth.
Yeah.
Wall by wall, Israeli apartheid has to fall. Brick by brick. Wall by wall. Israeli apartheid has to fall. Brick by brick. Wall by wall. Israeli apartheid has to fall. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
No war on Iran.
No war on Iran.
Free, free Gaza.
Free, free.
Hey, this is Robert Broom with Global Revolution Live. I'm here with Colonel Ann Wright. This is Spring Rising, anti-war intervention. So, what can you tell us about today and here at the White House?
Well, here we are again. Does it ever end? The endless wars continue, and we are here as a part of the Spring Rising 12 years after the United States went into Iraq. In fact, tomorrow will be 12 years that I resigned from the government in opposition to
So what is your feeling about President Obama's position with Netanyahu pulling back from the two-state solution in his campaign? How do you think he should handle things going forward?
Well, I think he ought to be very firm with Netanyahu that you just don't, for political purposes, abandon a path toward peace that's been under negotiations for Netanyahu, saying that he was going to back off the two-state solution, not even have any more peace talks with that. So it's all outrageous what he's been doing, and it is a good reason, I think, that the United States should just cancel all dealings with Israel, and to include the $3 billion.
So Saturday there will be a march from here at the
Yes.
White House to Capitol Hill.
That's right. Saturday at noon we'll have a rally and a march to the Capitol. We invite everybody around the country to come to it. It's an opportunity for us to stand for peace and against yet one more administration that is involved in war.
Right. In 2008, there were over 200,000 people in a very similar march. What is the message, 7 years later?
Yeah, 7 years later, man. Talk about war weariness and trying to get people to come out. And it's not that people aren't concerned about it, but a lot of them are out of money, out of jobs, out of... They protested. It's like, it's same old stuff that we were doing 12 years ago. Stop the war in Iraq 12 years ago. Still going after the same thing today.
Okay. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.